Once you've decided to sell your home, the most important decision you're going to make isn't price. It's not the timing, it's not the market headlines, it's who you hire to represent you. Because the reality is this, not all real estate agents are created equal, and choosing the wrong one can cost you time, money, momentum, and a lot of unnecessary stress. I see it all the time. Homes that should have sold quickly but didn't. Deals that fell apart that didn't need to. And sellers who felt confused and frustrated simply because they didn't have the right guide in their corner. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 9 things that you should be looking for when you're choosing a listing agent. Not buzzwords, not hype, real practical things that actually matter. Whether you're selling your first home, your 5th home, or a property you've owned for 20 years here in Centre County, this will help you make a much more confident decision. But before we jump into the list, I want to set the frame for how you should think about this. Hiring a listing agent is a job interview, and you're the employer. And just like any other important hire, liking someone isn't the same as hiring the right professional. A friendly personality is great, a familiar face is great, but selling a home requires strategy, communication, judgment, and follow-through, especially in a changing market. The goal isn't to hire the nicest agent or the cheapest agent. The goal is to hire the agent who is best equipped to protect your interests and guide you through the process from start to finish. With that in mind, let's get into it. Here are the 9 things I believe actually matter when choosing a listing agent. First, look for hustle and relevant results. Experience matters, but relevant experience matters more. You want to know whether the agent has sold homes like yours in your area and recently. Not 5 or 10 years ago, but recently. A condo, a single family home, a rural property, or a neighborhood home all sell different. The marketing, the buyer pool, and even the pricing strategy can change depending on the type of property and the location. That doesn't mean you need to find the #1 agent right here in Centre County. It means you need someone who understands your situation. Past performance doesn't guarantee results, but relevant experience stacks the odds in your favor. Second, ask about the marketing plan. Not just where your home will be listed, but how it will actually be marketed. Every agent will say they put homes online. That's table stakes, that's the norm. What you want to hear is how they plan to position your home in the market, how they handle photography and presentation, how they're actually going to launch your listing, and how they're going to follow up with the buyers and other agents once the interest starts to come in. Pay attention to whether the answers feel intentional or generic. Marketing should be purposeful, not copy and paste. Third, pricing strategy matters more than price itself. Pricing a home isn't about optimism. It's about understanding buyer behavior and market conditions. Ask how they arrived at the price and what data they used. Ask what happens if the market responds differently than expected. A good agent will be able to explain the strategy clearly and calmly, even if the truth isn't what you were hoping to hear. Overpricing early almost always costs sellers more in the long run, both in money and momentum. Quick pause for just a second. If this is helpful and you want more clear local guidance just like this before you make your move, hit the like and subscribe button below. I put these videos out to help Centre County homeowners just like you make confident decisions. Fourth, look for commitment to your best interests. This is a big one, folks. Will the agent tell you when something doesn't make sense? Will they push back if the deal looks good on the surface, but it doesn't actually protect you? Will they say wait when waiting is actually the smarter move? You want an advocate, not a yes person. Sometimes the best advice isn't the easiest to hear, and that's usually when it matters most. This is a tough one, folks. It's hard to hear things sometimes that you don't want to hear. But if you have a professional in your corner that actually cares, they're going to make sure that you're making the smartest decisions based off of their experience. Fifth, review the contract terms. Ask about the length of the listing agreement, cancellation terms, and any additional fees. Confidence doesn't require locking people into unfair contracts, and you should feel comfortable, informed, and respected while not being pressured. If you feel rushed to sign something before your questions are answered, that's worth paying attention to. Sixth, communication and availability are critical. Ask how quickly they respond and how communication will work. Is it going to be through text, phone calls, emails? Set the expectations up front and early. Selling a home comes with a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of decisions, and there's going to be some times of stress. So silence is going to make that worse. Silence actually creates the stress. Communication creates confidence. If someone is difficult to reach now, before you sign, that usually doesn't improve later. Seventh, check references and reputation. Ask for recent sellers that you can talk to, not just testimonials, but real conversations if possible. You're not looking for perfection, because nobody's perfect. You're looking for consistency. And remember, local reputation matters. How an agent treats people shows up long before the sign goes in the yard. Eighth, ask about negotiation. Selling a home isn't just about marketing. It's about navigating offers, inspections, repairs, deadlines, and emotions. Ask how they handle multiple offer situations. Ask how they approach inspections and tough conversations. This is where a lot of value is created or lost. Strong negotiation isn't aggressive. It's strategic, calm, and informed. And finally, number 9, trust your gut. After all the data, trust still matters. You should feel heard. You should feel respected. You should feel comfortable asking questions. So you're choosing someone here to represent you when emotions and money are both at their highest. If something feels off, it usually is. So in closing, if you're thinking about selling and you want to make sure that you're asking the right questions, this channel is here to help. That's my goal. Every video is here to give you clarity, context, and confidence before you make a move. I'm Jared Ernico with eXp Realty, Relationships, Reassurance.